Previously on Chosen Ones, Wynn hangs up wards outside of each cabin to help protect everyone from the jabber roaming the compound. Having completed their training with him, Peter informs our Sparks about an upcoming final they will have, where they will face against a creature known as the Astral Golem that is said to turn into some of their greatest fears. Peter then tells them to prepare for Libris' training, which will be taking place at night, despite the curfew. Shui tells Peter he is able to talk to his sword now, and Peter confirms he is unable to talk to his. Shui and Avayath pass out flyers for Shui's concert, and pass one out to Libris. She talks to Shui about elven swords, and informs him that his mother had one known as the Lover's Blade, and that Shui's sword may not actually be called the Beast Blade. Brandy goes to show Theo a new spell, almost being caught by an annoyed Estel from the loud noise it produced. Having the day off to themselves, the Sparks hope to be well rested for their fourth and final training, before finals begin.
Break me down, we keep fracturing, so you forget your place and never find grace. Fly me away before the clouds are paid, so we will lose our wings within the storm. Breathe me in, take what's left of me. I lose my mind to fate, I cannot disgrace my hidden heart. Erase your belief, I will destroy what's left and run away. Keep with the tune, harmony, the shadow in this sea. Come to the page, the curtains rising soon.
So another night passes by before you go to bed for the evening, before Libris is supposed to talk to you. You hear another knock at your back door.
Eh?
Hello there.
It's Peter. It's time for your weekly check-in.
Oh, yeah.
Weekly check-in. All right. Let's go, everyone.
I can't wait to get a popsicle because I did a good job. No,
I'm such a good boy.
So you guys all go into Peter's hut. He gives you those quick little swippy swipes. You all come up clean. Brandy, yours comes up green this time instead of black. So it's reverted back a little bit. And he looks that over, takes off his creepy fucking plague mask.
He's like, good, I'm seeing improvement.
Yeah, I've been doing the drinking you told me to do. How long was I supposed to do that again?
Well, if you're back to green, we can switch back to God's liquor. Let me see how much you have left.
He holds it out.
Frowns.
What?
It's more than I was expecting.
Well, you didn't really give me a proper dosage, I guess. You said sip, and sips are different for folks.
That is more than a sip.
Well, maybe give me an amount.
An ounce would have been enough.
Okay, do you have a measuring cup?
Just use the cap.
Gotcha. Wait, these are twisty caps? We don't have corks in these? What the fuck? Re-looks at bottle. We really do live in a society.
God damn it. So he pulls out another bottle of that kind of shimmering liquid that he gave you before and takes the flask from you and is looking at it again and frowns and just like,
you might have some withdrawal symptoms, so just let me know how that goes. Usually it's just feeling a lot more tired than normal.
Well, good to know. I always feel pretty, tired anyway, so...
You haven't taken it for long enough for other side effects to come into place. Usually we don't do more than a week anyway.
Well, good to know.
Just to make sure you keep up with the God's Liquor this time, it has virtually no side effects, so it's much preferred to the brandy.
He gives you all a nod.
It's just like, well, I know you have your training tomorrow.
Wait, remind me how much of the God's Liquor I was supposed to take?
Same as the brandy, just about an ounce.
Cool. Take sip of thing.
It's very warm, and you have a sensation of, kind of heat coursing through you as you sip it. There's no, emotional change or anything from drinking it. It just gives you a sense of warmth that, liquor normally would give you. Alright, so you all go back after that. And then the next day goes by. You all do whatever you do for the day. Do any of you try and get extra sleep like Peter recommended you since you'd be up late at night?
Theo usually gets up early and is happy to get up early because he's a farm boy. So, probably not at first. He might take a nap later.
Okay. I was just wondering. Brandy, I do need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. 9.
Oof! You have first level exhaustion.
Ouch!
Are you okay, Brandy? You look really tired.
Oh, I'm just real tired, that's all. Oh, I'm sleepy.
Just get rest.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just get sleep this off.
So you guys wait up until probably around 8 or 9 p.m. when it's starting to get dark out, and gather at the front gates, where Libris is waiting for you, and smiling very brightly, very clearly excited to be training you all. And all of the Sparks are here. It's not just your regular group of 4 that was there for the first group of training. It's kind of like with Wynn's training where you're all here. And she looks around at you all and kind of clasps her hands together and she's like, well, hello everyone. Welcome to the final part of your training. Saving the most exciting for last.
Oh, yes!
Shui's smiling at her, bouncing a little bit.
Brandy's trying not to fall asleep standing up.
Yeah, she is gleaming. She seems like completely ecstatic that you guys are training with her. But she kind of frowns a little bit when she looks around and she's like, I thought Peter was going to join us tonight. Ah, oh well, I suppose he's done enough of this on his own. Today we will be going somewhere very special and exciting. It's a place most of the world will never have access to, but as Sparks, you all have something extraordinary about you that grants you an exception. It's known as Jackrabbit's Keep. It's a place where higher beings of all kinds can freely visit, not just gods and goddesses, but anything, really. There is an extra layer of protection placed on all those who enter. It's the safest plane of existence ever created, and I'm going to teach you how to access it.
Somewhere I've never been before. Exciting.
Theo blinks in surprise. Like, that sounds very interesting.
It is. It's my favorite place to go. It has some specific conditions to be able to open it, but we're going to go over those. And there are plenty of reasons you may want to visit the keep during your lifetime. It's a great place to convene with things that are normally very hard to find. It's also just very relaxing. And if you've experienced any great injuries, journeying there can help you get fixed up in almost an instant. But for tonight, I'd like to give you all a bit more of a special treat when we go. And she kind of pushes open the gates and looks back at all of you. And it's just like, well, follow me then. We'll have to meet the right conditions to access the keep.
Shui starts following. He's talking to Jaga. He's talking to her, and he's just like, hey, what do you think the treat is? What do you think she's gonna give us?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a beater rock, like a fancy one.
I knew it.
I love this character. She's so fucking three-dimensional.
Like, you know how sometimes you have, like, a big rock and you crack it in half and there's, like, little shiny bits inside?
Like a diamond?
A geode. Theo was listening.
Not a diamond, you idiot! Yes, a geode!
Sorry, I couldn't help but overhear your excited ramblings.
Well, if you know things about rocks, I'm always welcome to have conversation.
No, I'm more of a plant guy.
Oh, well, plants are good, too. They sometimes grow out of rocks.
Yeah, yep.
Yep, can't add much to that.
What a thrilling conversation y'all are having.
Titus actually kind of goes up near you, Theo, and it's just like, you nervous at all about this?
Oh, yeah, definitely. How could you not be?
This sounds a little more extreme than what I was expecting from training.
Well, all of it has been pretty extreme if you ask me.
You guys did Peter's training, didn't you?
Yep, and you did too, huh?
Essence has been very different ever since she came back.
Yeah, not my business to tell. It was just a time in there.
Well, she seems better. I mean, she hasn't been bothering me.
Oh. So, but has she been interacting at all? I haven't seen her do much since.
Not especially, no. She really only talked to me.
Oh. Well, maybe, whatever we see tonight might kickstart her back into a good mood?
Sure. I don't know.
Her good mood was what she was before. Is it bad that I don't really want that back?
It's not bad. Especially if you were suffering from it.
How did your experiences in the booth go?
Theo gives like a... I don't know how to explain it.
Tight-lipped smile.
Yeah, tight-lipped smile, yeah. Yeah, he's like, well, at least for me, it seemed like we faced some upsetting things.
He nods at that.
Not great, but I think in the end it was good for me, so.
A bit of self-reflecting.
I guess it led to self-reflecting.
Well, I think Drago was the only one who seemed to have a good experience.
Oh, Avayath seemed to have a good one too.
Yeah. She said she met her god, so that was interesting.
Oh, Avayath said he met himself?
Can Avayath please God overhear that?
Roll a perception check, Avayath.
She got to see Claytor and he didn't.
Oh, yeah.
18. Okay, 18. So yeah, you overhear Titus say that Draga met her god.
I don't think he'd say anything out loud, but he'd fold his arms and things and say, it's not fair, I wanted to meet Claytor.
Theo had said, Avayath met himself.
Met himself? I guess me and him have that in common.
Oh, so you met yourself too?
Wasn't a very talkative conversation, as you can imagine.
I guess, I mean, I don't know if I had met myself, I don't know if I would have spoken much. I don't know if I would have even wanted to.
It's about how it went. Although he said some things that didn't quite sound like me, but maybe that's just part of it.
Who knows? Maybe it's part of the spell, or maybe it's some other fantastic thing of the universe we haven't learned yet. He gives a small nod at that. You guys continue to follow Libris as she journeys very deep into the woods, going farther and farther until you all can hear the sound of water lapping against stone as you approach the shores of the Wicklow Ocean. And Libris kind of takes off her shoes as you continue and holds them under her arm as she goes out onto the edge of a very high cliff made of smooth black rock and looks out over towards you all and just like, the first condition that has to be met is this, and she gestures out towards the ocean. We have to be near a large body of water, the larger the better, or it might not work. The second condition, and then she points up towards the moon, which appears to be about 3/4 full. The moon has to be visible, or at least halfway full, but again, the more that's showing, the more likelihood you'll be able to pull this off. Failure is quite common, especially when you're doing this without someone who hasn't been there a lot. The third condition can be a bit tricky, but we need some extra help to get to the keep. You need to whisper a secret towards the sky. It can be anything you like, but it has to be something you've never told anyone before. And make sure no one overhears you, or you won't be able to use that one again. I'll go ahead and tell a secret for tonight. Just keep it in mind, in case you do this all on your own. And she glances over her shoulder as she's kind of going up to the edge and makes a pouty face and is like wagging a finger at you. And none of you listen to me, that would be quite rude. And she approaches the edge of the cliff and puts her hands towards her mouth, pointing her head towards the sky, and you just hear a very low whisper coming from her mouth as she...
What does she say?
Roll a perception check.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, if
Nice.
you want to.
I have disadvantage anyway. There's no way I'm gonna fucking get it. Brandy's too tired.
So a few moments later, you see what appears to be a shooting star streak across the sky with a very bright golden echo of light trailing behind it. But as it continues to descend, it flips upwards and straight towards the cliffside, and as it continues to get closer to you, you see that this isn't a star at all, but appears to be a young man with 4 bright blue eyes and wings coming from the back of his head as he rushes towards you.
She was like, whoa!
And he stops a few paces away from Libris and is floating in the air above you all and kind of cocks his head at her, and you hear him say,
That was quite a good secret, Miss Libby. Thanks for sharing, but you know I already knew that one.
And Libris kind of smiles up at him and extends her arms, and this creature just immediately swoops down and grabs her into a hug as she's laughing.
I don't think that twink's gonna be able to pick me up.
She turns around, still laughing, and she's like, "Oh yes, you're a funny one.
Thanks.
He's not going to lift you. Anyways, this is Nather, the messenger in the sky."
What does that mean?
Avayath, you actually recognize that name immediately.
Ooh.
That is one of the gods in your elemental Bible.
Oh. This is a god, actually. From the Elemental Bible.
Can I roll to see if Theo faints?
Sure. Go for it. What'd you get?
Oh my god.
I got a 4.
Theo faints.
Brandy's gonna try and fucking catch Theo.
Does Brandy have the energy to do so?
She's sure gonna fucking try.
Reaction time for that would probably be Dex, I would think.
Oh,
So
fuck. You're falling, Theo. You're hitting the ground. Okay, that's not bad, but it's a disadvantage. Wow!
Oh, there you go. You really don't want him to fall, huh?
the power of love. Sorry, no.
It's like, ah, shit.
Who fucking grabs Theo before he hits the ground.
It's like, hey, bud. Hey, it's alright. You passed out.
You hear this creature above you kind of snickering at that, even though he does not appear to have a mouth.
Yeah, I hate that.
I have no mouth and I must scream.
Mood.
Shui's waving, like really excited. He's like, "Hello, Nather. I'm Shui."
Nice to meet you, Shui.
He's hopping up and down. He's excited. He's like, "Hey, can I tell you a secret?"
Sure.
Well, I guess I'm going first. So Shui runs up to where Libra says.
She's currently still in his grasp. He's like, he has like an arm around her, and she's kind of floating a little bit off the ground as he appears to be holding her up. She covers her ears and winks at you.
He's gonna like cup a hand around his mouth, you know what I mean, and like try to whisper into Nather's ears. Sometimes I think, or sometimes I wonder if my parents were as legendary as I think they are.
He cocks a head a bit at that.
Interesting secret to share.
And Libris uncovers her ears, and it's just like, I already told him once, so you didn't have to do that, but I'm sure he appreciates it.
Didn't know that. He blushes. Because he feels a little silly right now. He's like, I thought we all had to tell a secret.
No, that's just to summon him. Just one person needs to do it.
Oh, okay.
Can I also note, as Theo will eventually regain his breath and attempt to stand on his own, and his own face is red also.
Brandy will help him to his feet. Too tired to be embarrassed.
I feel like in front of a god, Avayath would have been bowing on one knee this whole time.
Okay.
You tying your shoelace there, bud?
No, it's a god. I'm being polite.
Oh, right. Your Highness.
Brandy does a little bow.
Nather bows back to you.
Oh.
Still holding on to Libris, so she's kind of like, oh, and like is forced forward as well.
You don't need to do that.
Pleasure to meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, have you now? From who?
From a lot of people.
I guess I'm a hot topic. I hate that.
A lot of secrets surrounding you, I guess.
Great. Fun.
Avayath is going to be a bit of an attention whore and be like, have you heard about me?
I love that so much.
He kind of swivels his head towards you and cocks his head and is just like,
An asthma with wings. Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, I see.
It's because you're such a loudmouth that you don't have any secrets.
You don't have any secrets.
That's true, actually. I was like, I cannot think of anything Avayath has kept secret.
I actually have a good secret for Theo. I'm excited.
Libris kind of looks towards him and she's like, oh, it's been, gosh, what has it been? A few months now since my last visit, hasn't it? And he nods at that and looks over at everyone.
So you're training sparks again. Times really have changed.
And she nods and is just like, for the better, I promise you. And he laughs.
Well, are you all ready to go? The keep is open. It's a full house tonight, so stick close to either me or Libby.
Yes, ready to go.
Libby?
Oh, it's just a nickname.
Interesting.
Theo gulps.
He kind of is looking out at you all again and then glances back at Libris.
Did you give them a heads up, miss, about the physical differences?
The what?
And she goes, oh, no, I missed that part. Jackrabbit's keep is about keeping everyone on the same level, so you'll be taking on a form that's meant to allow you to blend in, something reflective of yourself. No creature there will know if you're mortal, god, fiend, or fae unless you tell them, which I don't suggest doing, because then they'll always know who you are in the keep.
Well, my voice stands out. Should I do a different voice?
It will be disguised to others, so no worries.
Oh, okay then.
Can I be a bear?
She giggles at that, and she's like, no, but that's the line of thinking we're on.
So we animals?
Do we choose what we look like?
No, it's a reflection of yourself.
Oh. Theo sweats a lot. He's like, oh god, I'm gonna be something really embarrassing.
A worm.
Oh no!
Let me stop.
Maybe if we start acting like bears now, we can turn into a bear.
Shui hears Avayath say that, and he's like, "Ah!"
I like that spirit. Let's see if your spirit actually reflects that, though.
Yeah, let's do that.
He picks up a stone from the ground and kind of flicks his wrist out towards the water. And as it skips, the water appears to ripple out and turn to a shimmering gold. And you feel yourselves kind of gently lifted off the ground and being pulled towards the water as a silvery gate appears floating dozens of feet above the water out across the ocean.
Scared. Terror.
Okay.
Excitement.
Yeah, fear. Big fear.
Excitement.
Libris turns to you all, still big smile on her face, and is just like, let's go then, all of you, keep close.
This is like Magic School Bus.
Literally, I was about to say she's like the fucking teacher from Magic School Bus.
Is it possible to grab somebody?
Sure, who do you want to grab?
Brandy, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I figured, but yeah.
Grab his arm because he's fucking scared.
Yeah, definitely holds on to Theo too.
Titus is like somersaulting in the air trying to get his footing. And he's just like, this is much different from swimming, as he's like somersaulting forward.
I love him so much, Cassie. Oh.
Essence seems to be gliding, just kind of this, almost like at the same tempo forward as Libris, doesn't seem super bothered by this. Riddle looks like he's trying to swim, like he's doing the strokes in the water. Draga's like doggy paddling through the air.
Shui is laughing and doing like acrobatics.
Can he be, oh my gosh, can he be like jumping off of people to go fast?
I love that, yes. I love
You send
that.
one plummeting them to their death. Jack is like,
So, like, what's Avayath doing, though? Because he has wings.
Okay, so are they like floating and then being pulled towards this portal in the water?
You are, yes. It's directing you.
Okay, he just has his arms folded, just letting it pull him. He doesn't
Oh,
care.
that.
I like to, he's like a strict pose, but is like kind of off kilter. So like slightly turning.
Slanted.
Yeah.
slowly turning to the side.
He's still pouting that the god didn't know who he was.
Yeah. His feet are dragging against the water as he just kind of lets it pull him.
The reason he's tilted is because Shui bounced off of him.
So as you enter through the gate, you feel almost as though you are leaving your bodies as this shimmering gold mist envelops you. And as you pop out the other side, you find yourselves in an absolutely beautiful forest, bright and sunny with a mild breeze that smells of a mixture of flowers and morning dew. It's just teeming with life and activity, with these kind of like flecks of golden light just shimmering around you and filling this forest. But as you're just starting to take this in, you realize you can't seem to locate the others you came here with, but instead find a very odd assortment of creatures in front of you. And looking down at yourself, you don't note any strange form that Libris warned you about, but you see yourself, plain as day.
Oh, I thought we were gonna change into something.
Amongst this group of animals, a white rabbit with gold and blue flecks on its back and bright blue eyes and a little tiny blue butterfly sitting in the middle of its head, kind of step forward towards you and is just like, oh, sorry, I should have noted you can't see yourselves the way others do. This is Libris, by the way. Hello.
Ah.
She was like, whoa!
Okay, now before we all start sharing with the group, you see her little, like, rabbit paws kind of going like this, like making almost, it looks like staticky energy coming from her hands, her little paws, before she plants them on the ground, and this very bright blue barrier kind of just engulfs all of you. She kind of does a little sigh, and it's just like, all right then, no one should be able to hear us, so let's quickly do a roll call. It'll be beneficial for you to know what you appear as in this plane.
She's like, what am I? I'm Shui.
Shui, you appear to be a jackrabbit with a bluish-gray coat and a small set of red antlers.
Our personas. Wonderful.
Oh my god, big brain.
No, stop. And you see above you guys, kind of landing next to this Libris rabbit, you see a dove with 4 wings and blue eyes.
And I would be Nather if you're looking for me.
Gotcha.
Shui bounces.
Oh, that's adorable, Shui.
One of the other animals speaks up. It's just like, I'm Draga. It's a porcupine whose needles appear to be made of stone. What do I look like?
You're a porcupine made of stone. You are rocks now.
You are.
Sonic the Hedgehog looking ass.
I'm almost afraid to ask what I am.
Oh, Theo, you're...
You are a pure red fox with no visible markings, and you have several tails that keep morphing between 1 and 2.
Shui's like, you're... a fox, I think? With 2 tails. Wait, no. 1? Wait, no, 2! No, it's 1 again.
That doesn't... Well, that's strange. Brandy, where are you?
Oh, I'm so horrified to know what the fuck I look like.
You actually find Brandy pretty easily. There is a pure white wolf that has markings all over it.
God, fucking edgy, Jesus.
Brandy?
Woof.
Yeah, and you match those markings up pretty easily. You can tell that those are Brandy's markings.
Howdy.
There you are. You're a wolf.
Of course I am.
You look really cool.
Thanks.
You hear another animal speak up near you, kind of below you, Brandy. You hear someone speak up and say, what might I be? There is a brightly colored frog that seems to slowly be changing in hue.
Oh. Who are you, first of all?
Titus,
You're a bright rainbow frog.
I'm a frog.
A rainbow frog. You keep changing hues.
A rainbow frog. That's, you all look so cool. He's like looking around at everyone.
You look cool too, Titus.
I sound rather small in comparison.
But you're rainbow.
Yeah, see, very magical.
And you guys are hearing that voice, but you're rainbow, coming from a very large gray bear with golden eyes and silvery wings protruding from its back.
The bear!
Oh, is that you, Avayath?
Yeah, you're a bear!
I'm a bear. Wonderful.
You did well on your pretending.
Yes, I succeeded.
You hear another voice speak up and say, what might I be, if you don't mind me asking? There is a hyena with brown and white stripes, and Libris looks towards you, looks towards them, and it's just like, Riddle, you are a hyena. And you see this hyena's face fall and be like, is that, that's just... Aren't those closely related to cats? Isn't...
I thought you were gonna be like, he's a human or something. Like,
He's a human? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh god. That'd be creepy as fuck.
This is my human Sona.
Yeah, and Libris is kind of looking around. She's like, we should have one more with us. And you hear, I'm right here. And there is a small orange and gold tabby with a white ring of fur on the head. And she's like, oh, Essence, there you are.
Shui's like, whoa, you're a cat.
Wonderful. All right, and Libris kind of looks around at all of you and is just like, well, so try to remember everyone as best you can. What's more important, I would think, is to remember what me and Nather look like as we continue through the forest. I will be taking the first group, Nather will be taking the second, and then we'll switch. So we're going to go ahead and divide.
Wait, remind me what Nather and Libris look like?
Libris is a pure white rabbit with blue and gold specks and blue eyes, and then she has a blue butterfly resting on her forehead. And then now there is a dove with 4 wings and blue eyes.
Who's the butterfly?
Who's the what?
The blue butterfly on your head?
The what? It's like right in between her eyes. She's like looking around. What? There's a what?
There's a, wave your hand over your face.
She goes like this, and the butterfly does not seem to move. And she's just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on, let me get it off your face.
This giant bear with this white rabbit.
Starts like kind of smacking Libris's face.
This giant bear, yeah, just hitting this tiny rabbit. You kind of like whack her in the face, and she blinks and like starts a little bit, and that butterfly kind of for just a moment just kind of goes off of her face, and she just goes, my word, and then it goes right back on. She's like, stop hitting me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you see it?
I didn't see anything.
Oh.
She can't see herself.
Right, okay.
It's not coming off.
You see that kind of white dove kind of go over towards you, Theo, and just a slight whisper in your ear.
Some secrets are better left kept secret, don't you think?
Theo is intimidated.
You just see this like bird kind of flap its wings at you and go back over towards Libris. And she's just like, well, now that we're done with those shenanigans, Nather will be taking 4 of you to the Olden Tree, and I'll be taking 4 of you to Starry Fields, and then we'll switch. So she kind of goes like that with her hands again, and the barrier dissipates. And she's looking around at everyone and is just like, remember, do not say your names while we are here. If anyone overhears you, then they'll know what you are in the keep, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. No one can be hurt or harmed while inside, but you don't want anyone to follow you out. So, good to keep in mind. I'll be taking the wolf, the fox, the jackalope, and the bear.
Shui doesn't respond because he can't remember what he is.
Shui, you're the jackalope.
You just said not to say the names out loud.
Oh, she covers her mouth.
I swear to God.
Understood. Then he stops himself. Covers his mouth too. I didn't say it.
Sorry, I'm used to coming here by myself.
Please don't get us fucking killed here.
Let's go then, huh? Theo's scared of the bird now.
She starts to walk off, and you see Nather also starts to go off into the forest.
Go off, Nather.
Is anyone watching Nather's group as they go off? I'm just wondering.
I would like to peek.
Okay, you can roll a perception check.
Yeah, I got disadvantage on it. Because I'm sneeby. 15 on the first roll, 11 on the second roll.
They're just wandering off. So your group turns away from the forest and instead starts traveling into a tall field of grass, and as you enter it, the sky appears to darken rapidly, becoming full of bright stars and an overhanging moon that has a blue glow to it. And you see fireflies dart through the field around you, and you can hear plenty of other movement in the grass as you continue. And as you continue, hills and mountains start to form on the horizon. One of those hills seeming to be filled with a herd of cattle gathering around a single black cow whose body appears to be filled with galaxies. And Libris stops at the foot of the hill and looks back to you all. You're about to be in the presence of a goddess. The goddess who built this plane, actually. So be sure to be incredibly respectful. If you're kind, she'll give you something.
Avayath bows preemptively.
Theo hyperventilates.
I think to make things easier, we'll just refer to ourselves as our animals. How about that?
Should we do different voices?
Your voices will be disguised, don't worry. We can recognize each other because we came in with each other.
Oh, okay.
So, making your way up through the cows, you find yourself in front of this very majestic creature who blinks down at you with very sad eyes that appear endlessly deep, like 2 black holes, and she paws a hooved foot on the ground and turns her head towards Libris, who's looking up at her with kind of perked up ears. You see that blue butterfly kind of moving its wings, like softly on her forehead.
Who have you brought me today, Rabbit?
And Libris looks over towards your group and is just like, Sparks in training. I was wondering if you had blessings to spare. And the cow kind of nods very solemnly at that and looks back over towards you all.
Step forward and tell me what you desire. I will assist with the powers I'm allowed to utilize in the keep.
Oh, interesting. I'd volunteer to go first, but I gotta think about what Shui wants. What was the question?
She said, step forward and tell me what you desire.
So they can just make any wish?
She said she will assist you with the powers that she has in the keep.
Avayath would be pretty quick to step up. I wish to become a chosen one that everyone can believe in.
What an extraordinary wish that is.
It is, and I will work extraordinarily hard towards that goal.
I'm sure you will. It's a noble wish. It's one I appreciate.
I am honored.
She kind of bows her head a little bit towards you and gently presses her forehead against your own. And you are going to get +1 to your wisdom score overall.
Ooh, that's crazy.
I can't give you more than that. My abilities are quite limited here.
I am grateful for what you have offered me. Thank you.
Take this blessing and do good.
Of course I will.
And she waits for the next person to approach.
As Avayath is walking back, Shui is looking up at him with, like, awe, almost. Kind of like reverence, I would say, because he does look up to Avayath. Shui will bounce over to the cow. Hello, Master Cow.
You can call me Dara. I don't keep my name hidden here.
Master Dara?
What is it that you desire? Young Jackrabbit?
He thinks for a bit. I want the strength to overcome my fate and make my sword my own.
You're looking for strength. What is it you think that you lack? Strength can be a number of things.
He thinks for a bit. I think I lack, more than anything, experience.
Experience, that is something a lot of people that come to me desire. Come closer.
He looks up at the cow and then he'll rabbit hop over to her.
She does the same thing. She leans down and gently taps her forehead to yours. And you just have kind of like this wash of very cool like energy kind of go over you. And you now have advantage on wisdom saves.
Aww, he needed that shit. Okay.
I can't just give you experience, but I can teach you how to handle it better.
He nods, and he's like, "Thank you, Master Dara.
Of course.
This is more than enough. I'll do my best."
You be good. My daughter seems to be fond of you.
Stops. Your daughter?
Winona, yes?
He does a little gasp, and like his rabbit eyes twinkle. You're Master Winona's mother. He does a bow, as much as his rabbit body can allow. And he's just like, "Thank you for looking after my parents."
That wasn't me. That was my daughter, but I'll accept the thank you.
You see kind of like a good-humored like snort from her nostrils.
Shui kind of chuckles, and he'll begin to bounce away.
Brandy nudges Theo to go forward.
Theo looks up fearfully, like he does like a head snap to him, honestly. Like,
You're all right,
just
bud.
like, he's so scared. It's like, I don't. He'll step forward like one step, tremble a little, another step, tremble a little. And then he'll like take the last few steps very quickly and then hurriedly sit down, basically like
Tail between legs. Or tails.
Yeah, he like he does like a very, very deep bow, and he's like, "It is incredible to meet a being such as yourself."
It's incredible to meet you, Theo.
Alright.
Don't worry, no one can hear what I said. This is a protected place in the realm.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, it's, well, I had a few things that I was like, oh, I don't know what to pick, but then I was like, well, obviously I should pick this one. So I was, like, thinking that maybe, I mean, if it wasn't too much, I I can ask for, can he, like, sort of speak a little lowly, and like, kind of like a whisper?
Sure.
He doesn't want to get closer, but he's like, the capacity to help who needs it.
Compassion. It's a very important skill.
Well, I just the energy or the I don't know, the know-how to help when people ask for it. Something like that. Funny, I was going to ask for something crazy like, oh, I want knowledge of the universe, but then I was like, that's terrifying, so maybe not.
I think something that could help you improve with time might not be what you expect, but confidence is something that definitely can improve what you're asking for.
And she leans forward and taps gently on your forehead, and your charisma goes up by 1.
Oh, what the fuck? Let me see. Okay, damn. Well, that's pretty cool.
She's looking towards you now, Brandy.
Howdy.
Come forward, Wolf.
Slowly step forward, very hesitantly. The closer he gets, the lower to the ground he gets, for sure. And, like, bows.
Haven't seen a wolf in a long time.
Is that right? Can't say I've ever been here before, so it must have been someone else.
Perhaps.
I'll be honest, I don't feel right asking for nothing from a deity, someone who you're standing above all else, but if you were to be so kind, the only thing I can think to ask is I want to do good in the world and do good by the people who've been good to me.
You want to do better?
Yeah, it's the only thing I could ask for with this chance I've been given.
She nods a little bit at that. She leans forward towards you and it's just like,
had you been taught things better, perhaps things would have turned out differently. It's okay now, though. It's okay.
She puts her head to you, and your intelligence goes up by 1.
Dumbass, baby. I'm at a 9 now instead of an 8. Hell yeah.
And she's looking out towards your group, and it's just like,
I think that's everyone, unless you wanted something, young rabbit.
And she looks up and shakes her head, and it's just like, no, I've been here plenty of times already. You've given me quite enough. And she nods. And after all of you finish, you hear from above you the sounds of beating wings as Nather drops down and lands directly on the back of this starry cow.
Sorry to interrupt, but my group is just finished.
You hear coming from the tall grass, you can hear Titus's voice be like, Draga, stop, I know you can't see them, but your quills hurt, followed by very mischievous giggling.
Ahem, it's Hedgehog.
She was a porcupine.
Same thing.
Avayath doesn't know.
It's about as small, because he's a bear.
I guess y'all are just forgetting to not use their names, huh? Cool.
They sure are.
Christ.
The group comes up onto the hill. Dragon, Titus, and Riddle, you see. Anyone who's looking out towards the field can roll a perception check real fast.
11 again.
18.
Avayath is bowing, he's not looking.
I got that big brain now. Got one more wrinkle in my brain.
9.
A 9? Okay, so Theo, you notice as the other 3 come out, I guess everyone's distracted by the giant fucking cow, but you notice the 3 come out. There is a slight delay before Essence come out, and when she comes out, it looks like the grass isn't touching her, like it's parting ways a little bit more than for how big she is as she steps through.
She's a chosen one. Fuck. Our theories are right. Okay. Anyway, so that's weird. But it doesn't do that for anyone else, huh?
Nope.
That's strange.
Essence is kind of slinking and looking at everyone, takes a few good moments to approach. And you guys see this cow kind of stiffen as she sits down with her tail between her legs. And Libris looks over to everyone and is just like, well then, I'll send my group off into your capable wings, Nether. And he nods at that.
Libris, remember, when you're not near me, other people can hear you say names.
She's just like, oh, right, sorry.
Yeah. Please. Please do not give your names away while we're here.
Understood, but I mean...
I will kill
Wolf?
you.
I'm sorry.
I will kill you.
I didn't say it.
This wolf is just like pulling back its
Like
lips.
literally like baring his teeth, like, I swear to God, Avayath, I'll kill you. Stop fucking around.
Look, Avayath hasn't said a name yet.
So yeah, you see Nether kind of fluff himself up a bit.
Of course, I'll see you at the gates within the hour. Quickly, follow me.
Shui's like, haha, wait for me! And he's gonna like start bouncing after Nathan.
That's fucking adorable.
Fucking, yeah, picturing Shui just bouncing everywhere is fucking just so cute. I love it.
Theo slinks like a fox.
Avayath barrels through the grass.
Does Avayath walk on all fours or on two legs?
Well, when you see him in bear form, it looks like he's walking on four legs. But to Avayath, he's walking on two.
I'm just saying, because bears can walk on two legs.
Yeah,
too,
I
so
do
I'm
think it would be funny if Avayath doesn't realize that it appears like he's already walking on four, and he's like, oh, I have to blend in, and it's like walking on four.
And then when he walks on four legs, his bear form walks on two legs.
It's very uncomfortable to walk on my hands.
Why the fuck are you walking on your hands?
Because I'm a bear. That's what bears do.
you are a bear, but guess what?
But you're standing.
You're already standing like a bear does.
Oh. Okay, I guess I can just walk on on two legs.
I'm here crying out for you, so you'll find me at last and wipe away our past. Even now, falling towards something beyond this new script. The show starts with us.